Thank you for coming in today. Would you like paper or? Real quick, before we get started, do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. And also hit that notification button. This way you'll be alerted when I have new videos that come out. In my last video, In the Hunt for Silver, I talked about how I went out and I was able to find some fiat, some foreign fiat, as well as some silver certificates. So in the Associated Press in 2008, it was reported that a contractor in Cleveland found $182,000 worth of Depression-era currency hidden in a bathroom wall. Now, due to the contractor and the current owner at that time not coming to an agreement, the media got involved, and then out of the woodwork, family members came in from the estate, and the windfall ended up becoming like just a regular breeze. In 2003, also in Cleveland, which was reported by Cleveland News 19, $120,000 was found in a ceiling by a contractor. The contractor tried keeping the funds, and these were also Depression-era bills. Now, when the contractor tried spending them at a local Cleveland supermarket, the employees turned them in because they thought that the bills were fake. Now, in the second story, the original owner of the bills was an immigrant from Yugoslavia who purchased the home in the early 1900s. Now, she died in 1958. This poses a few questions. What's up with Cleveland? Why do these owners hide their fortunes in the walls and the ceilings? Only the decedents have the answers. Now, in 1878, the Bland-Allison Act required the U.S. Treasury to purchase silver from mining companies. Now, this silver, they ended up minting coins, like the Morgan dollars, and a lot of the other coinage that was silver during that time frame. Now, if you've ever held 20 Morgan dollars, they're quite heavy. So imagine having 100 Morgan silver dollars in your pocket. That could be quite cumbersome. So during that same year, they also created silver certificates. Now, the silver certificates allowed you to go ahead and trade in your silver coins, like $1's worth of silver coins, for a dollar silver certificate. In the early 1900s, they actually had higher denomination silver certificates. Up until 1964, you could actually trade a silver certificate for a Morgan or a peace dollar. After 1964, you could actually trade a silver certificate for silver bullion. That phased out in 1968. At that point in time, silver certificates just basically became like Federal Reserve notes, your standard regular greenback or dollar. Now, the reason they started to phase out the silver certificates was because silver started to become more valuable. People were actually smelting silver coins and trading them in for dollars. So back to the original question, why do you think they hoarded their stash in the ceiling and walls? There was a lot that was going on back in the early 1900s. You had World War I, you had the Great Depression, you had the gold confiscation. That would make a lot of people feel uneasy about their funds. Imagine going to your bank and being told, we're closed. You can't have access to your funds. Imagine being told by your government, hey, you've got to turn in all your gold by law. Then comes World War II, and then the Korean conflict. So my dad was in the Korean War, but it makes you think. All of that stuff that was going on back then, all the different changes, people going through the Depression, not trusting banks, during the period of war as well. Would you really want to have a stack full of coins or a stack full of silver to buy yourself a cheeseburger if you were hungry? Makes you think, why keep the stack of bills when you can actually have silver? Imagine if you had the insight to see ahead in the future that silver was going to explode the way it did. and imagine that $120,000 in silver certificates, how much it actually would be worth if you had 120,000 Morgan dollars or peace dollars instead. Just imagine that. If you were the contractor, would you have kept the funds? If you were the owner of the homes, would you have reached out to the estates? What would you have done? Would you have kept the silver certificates, or would you have actually preferred to keep the silver? Please do me a favor and comment. I'd love to hear your responses on it. Thank you again. Again, do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button